Welcome back. Wanted to do a follow-up video to the last one where I said I kind of needed you guys to help me out with some topics. And I've printed off the some of the comments here and the questions that that you guys have asked me. And unfortunately, one of the things that this kind of highlights, and I don't want to be I don't want to say that this kind of highlights why I'm having a hard time, but this is highlighting why I'm having a hard time with topics, because a lot of these questions are answered in other videos that I've already done. So I would encourage anyone who has questions or whatnot, go ahead and search my videos, check out some of the other videos, click on my channel. I've got a ton of videos up that, and I'm not going to link them in the description because some of these have been answered in several videos. So let's start with Jay Smith. Asked the question, what are the average miles for tanker on the company side? That one I think you can find in the lease versus company video. I've always been told around 2,500 miles. So take that for what it's worth. Joshua Norton in the comments, what age do you have to be? I'm 17, will be 18 at the end of January. Any advice? Federal law says to be an over-the-road truck driver, and over-the-road truck driver is between states. You can get your CDL when you're 16, but you cannot be involved in interstate commerce when you're 16. So to be an over-the-road truck driver driving goods between states, you need to be 21. That is a federal law. No two ways. There's no way around that. However, since you can get a CDL at the age of 16, if you are dead set, you're 17 years old, you're going to be 18, you've got 3 years. You could get a CDL, and what you can do is you can get a job driving a bus that doesn't leave the state that you reside in. You can get a job driving a farm truck. So you can go and you can get your CDL. You can have a bunch of experience. Now, Prime, when you get to Prime, they're going to treat you like someone who doesn't have a CDL, or they're going to treat you like someone who has a CDL but has no over-the-road experience, and they're going to do a evaluation. If you get a Class B, they're going to treat you like you don't have a CDL. If you get a Class A CDL when you're 18 years old, you drive for a farmer in your area, they're going to treat you like you have a CDL, and you're probably going to have a ton of experience, and you're probably going to know more than 90% of the guys that show up, because you're going to have 3 years of driving experience. You're just not going to be allowed to, you can be in Texas and drive 500 miles across the state, one end to the other. You just can't cross over into Oklahoma or New Mexico or Arkansas or whatever. So if you're dead set on it, you're interested in being a truck driver, that's what you can do, is you can get your CDL and you can do some sort of job like that. You can work for a gravel company, get your Class B, drive a gravel truck, get a local job, something like that. It may be difficult to get a job, being 18 years old and having an exempted license. Sherman Jack, can I do a video on Southeast Prime Tanker? Well, if the question is, can I do a video on Southeast Prime Tanker dedicated? No, because there's no such thing. The Prime Tanker options video explains specifically what the options are with Tanker. Decatur, Bellevue, which is what I do, obviously over the road. Decatur, Indiana, Bellevue, Ohio. That's one option. over-the-road truck driver, primarily in the eastern part of the U.S. And then there is a Northeast regional is the third option. There are a handful of guys who have been at Prime a while. And when I say a while, I mean I've been here almost 3 years. Guys who have been here much longer than that, who get specialty. They only do one customer. Specialty, they work out of, say, Decatur, Alabama. You have to be here quite a while to get into something like that. And they're not really advertised positions per se. They are, hey, this guy's been here a long time and let's figure something out that he wants to do. Okay, Blair E. Hines commented, could you do a video on what you do to load your product on the trailer? Me? Nothing. I have said in a couple of other videos, Decatur is 100% drop and hook. And if you don't know what that means, I'm parked in my truck. Tomorrow morning when I drive in from my house, my trailer will be sitting across the lot already loaded. I will simply grab the paperwork, latch up to my trailer, drive out the door. Bellevue is 50% drop and hook, 50% live load. The driver does not do the loading really anywhere. When we live load at Bellevue, you back underneath a rack, a loading rack, and the people at Bellevue put the product into the top of the trailer. Your responsibility is to, same as when you do a drop and hook, is you're responsible for double checking that the paperwork is accurate. You know, you got to make sure that the paperwork has the correct trailer number. There are seals on the openings of the trailer that have little numbers on them that has to match the paperwork. That sort of thing. There are a very few places where they will load the trailer and you have to stand on top with a dipstick to measure. But as far as loading the trailer, that's the most involved you're going to be. It is more your involvement with unloading the trailer. Loading the trailer is very, very hands-off for us. Erica B., what kind of trucks would you be driving if you come to work for Prime in the tanker division? And are they automatics or manual? Peterbilt, Freightliner, International. I'll just throw this in here because somebody else asked a question. Kate Fuller asked, do you have to have a lightweight in tanker? The answer to that is no. So those are the three brands or makes of truck that Prime uses. We are about halfway through the transition process in tanker for Prime going all the way to automatics. I have a manual. Mine is a 2016 truck. At this point, it is 2.5 years old. Starting with the 2017 model year. And Prime starts their model year on January 1st of the previous year. So 2018 model year trucks. I'm recording this video December 19th of 2017. Prime has almost a full year of 2018 model year trucks. They started numbering their trucks on January 1st, 2017 as 2018 trucks. So starting with 2017 trucks, Prime went all automatic, automated manuals is the official term, but automatic trucks. In tanker and in flatbed, trucks last 4 years at Prime. In the reefer division, they last 3 years. So we are 2 years into the transition from manual trucks to automatic trucks. So in the reefer division, you've got 2 years of automatic trucks, 1 year of manual trucks, and in one more year, the reefer division will be all automatic trucks. You've got 2 years of automatic trucks and 2 years of manual trucks in tanker and flatbed. They are still testing. If you're going to come and get your CDL, they are still testing. If you do your training in an automatic truck, they will still test you in a manual, so because there's a restriction that you can have on your license. If you take your CDL over the road test in an automatic truck, you will have a restriction that says you can't drive a manual. So for the time being, they still have a manual truck available to test in. Obviously, that will continue for at least 2 more years at Prime, because Prime will have manual trucks for 2 more years. They have not made any announcement if that will continue after the 2 years. Junior Cologne, I believe that's how you pronounce that. What's the best time to start working at Prime as a tanker driver? First thing in the morning. I believe that question refers to time of year. Personally, I think if you start in November or December is the perfect time to start. That way you will be with a trainer through winter. You're guaranteed to be with a trainer through winter. If you start in February or March, you may head south right away out of Springfield. You may miss some winter weather. You may go to Texas and then over to Savannah, Georgia, and you may miss some winter weather, and then you just might not see it, and then all of a sudden you do your 3 months of training and you get in your own truck, and here you are 9 months later and you're all by yourself in your own truck, and you're in some mountains in some snow, and you've never driven a truck in snow. So if you start in late fall, you're going to be in a trainer's truck. Now, you can stay with a trainer. If you start in April, say, and you finish your training and you want to stay with a trainer, if your trainer wants to, you can stay with them. But that would be my advice. November, December, maybe even... I started in January. Not bad. Motor T. Do you have any knowledge of drivers with their own authority coming to Prime? That is a topic I know very little about. And the reason for that, I honestly don't think that there are any drivers on the tanker side with their own authority. I know that there's a lot on the reefer side. There are owner-operators on the tanker side. There are lease purchase drivers on the tanker side. But there are, to my knowledge, there are no drivers who have leased back onto Prime with their own authority on the tanker side. So, I'm sorry, I don't know hardly anything about that. I apologize. Adam, tanker driving schedules. Driving day and night, wait times, what to expect. I could do an entire video on the hours of service. The e-log mandate was yesterday. Prime has been on e-logs for, boy, a long time, number of years. Basically, to simplify this, so I don't have, I'm already at a lengthier video than I was planning on. And I've got 2 questions left here. I will do a hours of service video. That's what I'm going to do. But basically, every hour of the day, you can have a delivery at midnight, 2 a.m., 4, 6, 8, 10, noon, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 p.m., and every hour in between. I had a 6 a.m. delivery this morning. Yesterday morning, I had an 8 a.m. delivery. This afternoon, I had a 1 p.m. delivery. I have a noon delivery tomorrow. In the past, I have had everything from a 2 a.m. delivery to a midnight delivery to 9 p.m. delivery, 7 p.m. delivery. It It all depends. It absolutely all depends. You are at the whim of the customer. That's all I can really say. And this one, again, I'm going to apologize here. Gamalier Perez Torres. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. 2 questions here from this person. Can you do tankers as a new driver at Prime? Yes. Simple answer there. I came in with a Class B CDL, but I know other drivers who have come to Prime with no driving experience. I had 3 years of driving a bus. I know drivers who've come to Prime with no professional driving experience, who have gone to PSD in a tanker, done their TNT in a tanker, as I did, and I've never driven anything on a semi-side other than a tanker. So, yes. More information on the DOT physical and what to expect. It's the most basic physical you've ever had in your entire life. They are not checking to see if you have cancer, gout. They're not checking to see if you have... They're checking your blood pressure. They're checking your vision, height and weight, your eyesight. Can you read a chart? Medical history. They're gonna do a real basic, exam. Check your eyes, nose, ears, mouth, heart rate. That's about it. That's all they're going to do. You're going to fill out one of those forms where it says, what's your medical history? Do you have a history of heart attack, seizures, stroke, blah, 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 blah. What medications are you on? But it is the simplest, most basic DOT physical you've ever taken. The one thing that does tend to catch people up is blood pressure. It's a federal law, 140/90. They are petitioning to get that below that to 130/80, I believe. But currently it's still 140/90. You have to be under that number. You can be under that number with medication. That's it. So that's all the questions I've gotten. Thanks so much for watching. If you have more, comment again. Again, I have an hours of service video I'm going to have to do because... And it's a very complex topic. Very complex topic. But your mastery of the hours of service can make all the difference. So we'll do one on that at some point. Thanks for watching, and if you do want to come to Prime, got a link in the description, takes you right to the application, and we will talk to you again next time.